For years, Wall Street was a top destination for star students like Tashrima Hossain, a class president at Stanford University with ambitions to change the world. Hossain had interned for nonprofits and was seriously considering going to graduate school. But she figured a detour to Wall Street would teach her useful skills and provide networking opportunities. And the six-figure paycheck wouldn't hurt. So, she took an entry-level job at JP Morgan. Her goal was to do it for 2 years. But Hossain soon found herself putting in long hours, crunching numbers in Excel spreadsheets and preparing PowerPoint presentations for more senior bankers. 7 months later, she quit. I kind of thought about it as a means to an end, but when I started, I realized that it wasn't necessarily the means to an end that I wanted, Hossain remembers. Wall Street has a big problem on its hands. It's experiencing a year of record profits, yet many of the young people it needs to fill its talent pool are having doubts about whether the work involved, upwards of 80 hours per week, is worth it. Drew Pascarella, a lecturer at Cornell University's business school, calls it a talent war. In a fast improving jobs market, star students have a lot of options, and financial firms are vying with tech companies and private equity for top talent. Wall Street is responding with their weapon of choice, compensation. Most banks, including Bank of America, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, boosted pay in recent weeks for young employees and now offer starting salaries of at least $100,000. The pay being offered to junior bankers, many straight out of college, can sound obscene. It can now surpass $150,000, when factoring in a performance bonus, or roughly 5 times the per capita income in the US. I think the investment banks are watching each other, and they're also watching other highly competitive industries, Pascarella says. They want to make sure that they're staying on par. But it's unclear if more money will be enough to improve recruitment and retention at investment banks, especially in the midst of a pandemic that deprives young bankers from the networking and the on-site learning that have been essential to the job. A few months ago, about a dozen young bankers at Goldman Sachs created a PowerPoint presentation that detailed their desperation. The bankers said they worked 98 hours per week, on average, and they slept 5 hours per night. They said their mental health and physical health had declined. That document went viral. Wall Street recruiter Anthony Keizner, a managing director at Odyssey Search Partners, has heard similar stories before. During the pandemic, some junior bankers stayed at their apartments in big cities and continued to work. But others returned home, and ended up hearing plenty from family and friends. Often, Keizner says, the comments they heard sounded something like this: "Hold on.